Hello everyone! Today we'll be creating an animation in After Effects of a man riding a bicycle. Our character will have his arms wide open, enjoying the music while feeling the wind. Before we start today's tutorial, I'd like to give you a quick reminder. Don't forget to subscribe to support the channel, like the video, and turn on notifications to stay updated with my latest uploads. Now, let's get started with our tutorial.
As the first step, we'll create the bicycle pedal rotation animation. To achieve this, we'll use the ellipse tool to draw a circle over the pedal.
Now, let's open the ellipse settings and convert ellipse path 1 into a Bezier path. The reason I'm doing this is to make the path copyable. As we move forward, you'll clearly understand why this step is necessary. Now, let's select the pedal layer. Then, with a left click, we go to the Create menu and choose Create Shapes from Vector Layer. This converts our vector layer into a shape layer. Next, we click on the ghost icon in front of the vector layer. This hides the layer from our workspace. With the pedal layer selected, press P on the keyboard to open the position settings. Then, paste the path we copied earlier into this field. This makes the pedal rotate flawlessly along the circle. As you can see, the pedal currently makes one full rotation and then stops. To give it a continuous spinning animation, hold down the Alt key and click once on the keyframe stopwatch icon. Then, from the Properties section, apply the Loop Out expression. This will make the pedal spin endlessly. Now, let's adjust the pedal's direction and add an up and down tilt animation as it spins. Hold down the Shift key and press R to open the rotation settings. Here, we move from one keyframe to another and add new keyframes for rotation. Then, we select the keyframes in the middle and adjust their rotation values. This results in a smoother and more realistic pedal spinning animation. Now, let's apply the Loop Out expression here as well, giving the pedal a continuous up and down spinning animation. This ensures the pedal keeps moving seamlessly. Now, we can see that the pedal is spinning too slowly. To speed it up, select all the keyframes. Then, while holding down the Alt key, compress the spacing between the keyframes. This will make the pedal rotate faster. Great. Now, let's select the foot layer, which is layer 3. Then, from the Create menu, choose Create Shapes from Vector Layer to convert the vector layer into a shape layer. After that, click the ghost icon in front of the vector file to hide the layer from our workspace. Here, we position the foot layer properly on top of the pedal. Then, we link the foot layer's parent to the pedal layer. This way, as the pedal rotates, the foot will move along with it. Great, we're making good progress. Now let's create the metal rod connected to the pedal. To do this, select the pen tool, turn off the fill, and enable the stroke. Then, create a straight shape layer starting from the exact center of the pedal's circle. Now, let's make the straight sections rounded. Open the shape layer settings and go into the shape options. Here, change the butt cap to round cap. This will round the straight parts of the layer, giving us a proper pedal rod. Now, we've reached the most important step. Select the path and open the Create Knolls from Paths script from the top window panel. In the panel that appears, select the first option, Points Follow Knolls. This will automatically create shape nulls at the start and end points of the stroke layer. Now, we link the second shape null, the one that logically appears first, using the parent to the pedal layer. This ensures the metal rod attached to the pedal rotates correctly. Now, since the shape layer is positioned above the foot layer, we select both the shape and shape null layers and move them under the pedal layer. Alright, now let's make our character's foot move along with the pedal. I've split the foot layer into two parts to make the foot movements more realistic. First, let's convert the first foot layer into a shape layer. Hopefully, you remember this process, as we've done it a few times before. Here, to make the foot rotations smoother, let's create a circle on this part of the foot layer using the ellipse tool. Then, place the foot layer's anchor point at the exact center of this circle. This way, when we animate the foot rotation, it will rotate perfectly around the circle's center. Here, we'll create another circle on this part of the foot layer. This allows us to align and attach the other part of the foot accurately to this circle. Now, let's convert the other part of the foot layer into a shape layer. With the layer selected, go to the Create menu and choose Create Shapes from Vector Layer. We copy Ellipse 2 and paste it onto the other foot layer. Adjust the circle's position to align with the knee area of the foot. Then, place the foot layer's anchor point at the exact center of this circle. This ensures the foot rotates from the knee, creating a more realistic foot animation. We link the second layer to the first layer using Parent. This way, wherever we move the first layer, the second layer will follow along. Now, we've reached the most important and time-consuming step. Select both layers and press R on the keyboard to open the rotation settings for both layers. Add a keyframe at the first frame. Then, select the pedal layer and press U to reveal all its keyframes. Here, we carefully position the foot layers on top of the shoes attached to the pedal. The more patiently and precisely you work on this part, the better and more realistic the final animation will be. To make it easier to work, with the second layer selected, hold down Shift and press T to open the opacity settings. Then, reduce the layer's opacity. Now, we've reached the most critical part of the animation. And to achieve a better and more realistic result, I'll be working on this section frame by frame. I'll carefully control every movement, the rotation of the pedal, the position of the foot, and all synchronized motions to ensure that they align perfectly. This process requires patience, but rest assured, the attention to detail will make the animation look much smoother, more natural, and professional. You'll notice, as you watch, that every small adjustment directly impacts the quality of the animation. And this meticulous approach ensures a truly satisfying final result. However, to keep the video concise, I'll be speeding up this part. Now, let's increase the opacity of the second layer again. Then, to make the feet rotate continuously with the pedal, hold down the Alt key and click on the keyframe icon, applying the Loop Out expression from the Properties section. This allows the feet to rotate seamlessly along with the pedal, making the animation appear much more dynamic and realistic.
Now, select all the pedal and foot layers. Then, from the Layer menu, pre-compose all the selected layers. This allows us to manage the animation as a single group, making adjustments much easier and more efficient. In the Project panel, we duplicate the right leg composition. The shortcut for this is Ctrl-D on the keyboard. Then, we drag the duplicated composition into our workspace. This allows us to work on the animation more comfortably and make adjustments with ease. Now, we drag the left foot composition on the timeline to the correct position so that the foot movements align perfectly. Then, we place the left foot composition under the bicycle. This way, we can set up the other foot quickly and efficiently, though there's still a small adjustment we need to make. Double-click to open the composition. Apply the fill effect from the Effects and Presets panel to the first layer. Using the Pin tool, select the original color from the other foot and adjust the color to a slightly darker tone. Then, copy this fill effect and paste it onto the other foot layer. The reason we do this is to differentiate the color tones of the foot layers, creating better visual depth and contrast. This makes it easier to track which foot is in which position and follow its movements more clearly during the animation. Now, let's animate the rotation of the bicycle wheels. Select both wheels and open their rotation settings. Then, link the rotation of one wheel to the other. This way, when we rotate one wheel, the other wheel will rotate automatically as well. Next, hold down the Alt key and click on the rotation keyframe icon. Then enter time-900 in the field that appears. This makes both wheels spin continuously, creating a smooth and dynamic animation. Great, now let's animate the character. First, we'll create a wind swaying effect on the character's clothes. Apply the Wave Warp effect to the jacket layer. Since the sway goes in the opposite direction, set the wave speed to -2 and change the pinning option to center. However, we notice some issues with the sway effect. The movement is fast, and there are visible cuts in the layer. To fix this, activate the gear icon in front of the vector layer. This resolves the problem, allowing the jacket animation to sway smoothly and naturally. Now, we copy the Wave Warp effect from the Edit menu and apply it to the other clothing layers, as well as the character's hair layer. This creates a natural wind-swaying effect on the character's clothes and hair as the bicycle moves, making the animation much more lively and realistic. Now, let's animate the character's arm. First, place the arm's anchor point at the top. Then, open the layer's rotation settings. Add a keyframe at the first frame, move 5 frames forward, and set the rotation to 10. Move another 5 frames forward and set the rotation to 0. Select all keyframes and apply Easy Ease. To make the arm swing continuously, add a loop out expression. Since the arm swings too quickly, select all keyframes and, while holding Alt, increase the spacing between keyframes. This will slow down the swing, making it appear more natural.
Finally, let's animate the character's head and body movements. As the first step, we parent the headphones and hair layers to the face layer. This way, whenever the face moves, the headphones and hair will follow naturally. To ensure smooth movement, we place the anchor point of the face layer at the bottom of the neck. This adjustment makes the head movements look more natural. First, let's animate the position of the head. To do this, press the P key on your keyboard to reveal the position settings. We begin by creating the first keyframe for the head movement. Then, move 10 frames forward on the timeline and set a second keyframe. Repeat this process once more, giving us a total of 3 keyframes. Next, select the middle keyframe and drag the position downward, creating a natural up and down motion for the head. To smooth out the animation, select all the keyframes and apply Easy Ease. Finally, add a loop out expression from the property panel. This makes the head movement continue seamlessly and consistently throughout the entire animation. Now, let's animate the head to move forward and backward. To do this, hold down the Shift key and press R on the keyboard. This will add the rotation property alongside the existing settings. Now, let's set the keyframes for rotation. First, add the initial keyframe. Then, move 10 frames forward and set the rotation value to 3. At the final keyframe, bring the rotation value back to 0. One crucial detail here: the first and last keyframe values must be identical. Otherwise, when we apply the loop out expression, the motion will not cycle smoothly and the animation may break. Next, select all the keyframes and apply Easy Ease to create a more natural motion. Finally, add the loop out expression so that the head movement continues seamlessly throughout the animation. At this point, when both position and rotation animate simultaneously, the motion doesn't look very natural. To fix this, simply select the rotation keyframes and shift them forward by 1 or 2 frames. This slight offset prevents the movements from overlapping, resulting in a smoother and more visually appealing animation. Now, let's apply the same process to the shirt layer. First, adjust the anchor point of the shirt layer to the bottom. Then, connect the upper clothing, head, and arm layers to the shirt layer using parent links. This ensures that when the shirt moves, these parts move in sync naturally. Since I've already demonstrated these steps in detail earlier, I won't go through them again step by step. In short, position the anchor point correctly, create the rotation animation, and apply the loop out expression to make the motion continuous. The key detail here is subtlety. Because the shirt is attached to the body, the movement shouldn't be exaggerated. Small, rhythmic swings will make the animation look much more natural and realistic. To fix the shadow issue, first select the shadow layer. Then apply the fill effect from the Effects and Presets panel and set the color to black. This corrects the shadow color problem and ensures visual consistency in the animation. Here, we forgot to animate the crankshaft, the rotating cylinder connected to the pedal arm. First, select both crankshaft layers and open their rotation settings. Then, link the rotation of one shaft to the other. This way,
When we rotate one shaft, the other will rotate automatically as well. Next, hold down the Alt key, click the rotation icon, and enter time*900 in the field that appears. This ensures that the crankshaft rotates in sync with the wheels, giving the animation a more realistic and cohesive motion. Finally, to complete the animation and bring the scene to life, we add the pre-prepared background video to our composition. With the background in place, the scene now feels fully dynamic and cohesive. The movements of the character and bicycle look more striking and visually engaging against this backdrop.
To further enrich the scene, we add a falling leaves video. We had forgotten to import it into After Effects earlier, but now we include the layer in our composition. Next, we duplicate the leaf layer and place the duplicated layer beneath the character. This allows the leaves to fall both in front of and behind the character, creating a much more natural and immersive animation effect. Finally, we enable motion blur on all layers. This makes the movements appear smoother and more realistic.
And that's it. Our animation is fully complete, and the scene is now brought to life. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave a comment and give it a thumbs up. Your feedback is incredibly valuable, helping me create even better content in future videos. Also, to support the channel and get notified about new videos instantly, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks to your support, I can continue producing more content and we can keep learning together. See you in the next video.